Welcome to an episode of Potion Sword Run. I'm Original Seed. I hope you're having an awesome day. Mine is going okay so far, except for this topic. And because of this topic, I just might lose my Xbox card. Now, anybody who has been following my channel for a bit knows that Xbox is my bread and butter. I just love Xbox, always have since the beginning. However, things are starting to worry me. Now, I know Xbox has a lot of games coming. I have no doubt that they're going to be way more successful this generation than they were last. However, I'm starting to think that the PlayStation is going to be the best place to play your third-party games. Now, traditionally, Xbox has always been the best place to play your third-party games because Xbox Live is just more robust than PSN. It has more features and is generally more reliable because they've actually been working on Xbox Live since the beginning. And not only that, but usually the games just run better on Xbox, probably because it's a more powerful system, I don't know, but they just have been working better. So I've always gotten my third-party games on Xbox, it just makes sense. However, this time I'm starting to think a little bit different, and it all has to do with the DuelSense. And the DuelSense was pretty much making me think that I might start buying my third-party games on PlayStation. Now, before I begin, I believe that Xbox should copy the DuelSense. Copy as much as you can. Now, I'm sure it has patents and whatever, but you do whatever you have to do to make sure that your controller is like the DuelSense, because it really does make a difference in games. And I say it's okay to copy them because PlayStation has copied Xbox throughout their life. When it comes to achievements, when it comes to online gaming, when it comes to features on your online gaming, and the list goes on. And to some extent, PlayStation has even done achievements a little bit better by adding trophies, different colors, and then a completion rate, if you know what I mean. So I don't think that it's a far-fetched idea that Xbox will come around and copy the DuelSense if it cuts down onto their bottom line when it comes to third-party games. Now, anybody who hasn't used a DuelSense, it's gonna be hard for you guys to understand the way that it feels in your hand, but you actually feel it, and that's the whole word, feel. You feel the terrain, you feel the environment, you feel feedback, you just feel a lot in this little controller. And when it comes to games like racing games, like Dirt 5, you're gonna feel the terrain. So you're gonna feel the mud, you're gonna feel the snow, you're gonna feel the ice, and they all feel different. And that's not including the weather. You're gonna feel each individual raindrop, you're gonna feel the mud hitting your car, and you're actually gonna feel the car mechanics. And again, you feel all this stuff. Now, everybody knows that I like Xbox controllers. I mean, I really have a bunch of them. I try to get the collector's edition as much as I can, but right now I'm kind of broke because of the pan. But still, so I'm not here to shit on controllers, and these controllers actually work quite well. Oh, I got a piece of my cat here somewhere in here. And these controllers actually work quite well. And the rumble is good, you know, so I'm not gonna shit on that. But the rumble and these controllers doesn't necessarily compete with the DuelSense because the DuelSense have different pressure points. Instead of just being light rumble, medium rumble, and hard rumble or whatever, you can actually manipulate the pressure points that you want to feel in the controller. For example, in Deathloop from Bethesda, again it's going to be coming on the PlayStation, each individual gun is going to feel different in your hands. They show this pipe gun where you're dropping in nails and you can actually feel the individual nails reloaded into your gun. But not only that, but when your gun is gonna jam, you can actually feel it in your controller before it jams, giving you, maybe a few seconds to go run and hide if that's what you're gonna do. But just the whole point that you can actually feel the gun jamming before it actually jams. And not only that, but when you pull the triggers, you can actually feel the feedback. You can feel the pressure, and then when you release it, you can feel the recoil, like a real gun, like a real trigger. And those are just a few examples in Deathloop. We're not even talking about the terrain that you're gonna be running on, you're gonna feel. That's all gonna be different. And you also have a little mic in the DuelSense. And supposedly the antagonist will be pretty much making fun of you, mocking you through that little speaker, which is a cool little feature. So even though I love my Xbox and I prefer my Xbox, I love the games on there, I love the ecosystem, I'm not gonna lie about the controller. The controller is pretty much what makes the PlayStation 5 kind of next gen. Graphics are good and all, but this is actually something that I haven't played with in a while, and I actually want to experience every game that I can with it. And that's saying a lot coming from me. But I'm not alone. The whole PC community on Steam have actually made the PlayStation DuelSense controller compatible with Steam games. Now, they haven't quite cracked it all because they still need to adjust how to work around the triggers, the adapted triggers. They still haven't figured that out, but they have figured out most of the controller already, and they're making them compatible with Steam games. And even Valve is getting into it and helping this development. Eventually, there might be an official plugin, but even if there isn't, the whole PC community on Steam is coming around this controller because they know how important it is. It's really a good controller. I really believe that this generation, even though Xbox has an advantage when it comes to studios, games, power, it's gonna be the controller that makes a difference when it comes to third-party games. If it's almost convincing me, an Xbox guy, to buy all my third-party games on PlayStation from now on just because of the controller, then it's definitely gonna convince just the casual gamers or everybody else who doesn't really love Xbox as much as I do. Now, I hope I don't lose my Xbox card for this. I really hope that Xbox comes around and copies the controller as much as they can. I might actually even get Cyberpunk for the PlayStation 5 if they actually take advantage of the controller. So from now on, each and every game, I'm gonna see. If they take advantage of the controller, then I'll buy the PlayStation 5 version. And if they don't, then I'm gonna stick with the Xbox. You know, having all these multiple consoles, it kind of sucks that all these games can't be cross-platform, you know what I mean? Just buy it once and you can play it on any platform that you want. You know, it doesn't matter if you own all three. All you gotta do is just buy the game once and you're able to play it on Switch, even if it's downloaded graphics or downgraded graphics. That would be cool. I'm hoping that's the next step in video games, where you only buy the game once, and then from then on you can play on any game console that you want. Now that's gonna do it for this episode. Remember, when shit is the fan and your world belief on video game consoles and third-party games is twisted, turned upside down, topsy-turvy, run.